Good Shabbos, everyone. It's a unique thing that we're doing, and what I want to say, first of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Eddy Shuldman. Many of you know me, and I want to tell you how much I miss all of you. This is a pre-recorded Shabbat service, and I'm thrilled that I get to do this for you. I'm also thrilled that I get to do this for me. It feels in so many ways like I can reach out and touch you, at least in a way that's safe. So let's start together with Bim Bam Shabbat Shalom. Sing along with me. Bim Bam, Bim 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 Bam, Bim 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 Bam, Chitty Bitty Bitty Bim Bam. Bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. So let's bench lights together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Aziz and Shabbos, everyone. I realize that some of you may not have prayer books with you. It doesn't matter. All you need to do is close your eyes and hum along. Sing with me, or if you happen to know the prayer by heart, please sing with me. I'm going to feel your presence. On page 1, we just benched the Shabbos lights. And there's a beautiful little reading that goes with it. You saw me make 3 circles with my hands. This prayer is make circles, and it says, make circles to take in the light that brings us Shabbat joy. Make circles to take in the light that brings us Shabbat rest. Make circles to take in the light that brings us Shabbat holiness. Make circles to take in the light that brings us Shabbat peace. Page 2, we have Ma Tovu. Let's sing that together twice. How good are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. Ma Tovu, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Israel. Ma Tovu, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Israel. We won't be able to do every prayer in our books because it gets to be a little long and a little boring when it's recorded like this. But let's go to page 11. Page 11 for Lecha Dodi, and we're going to sing the first 2 sections together, and then we turn the page to welcome the Shabbat HaMalkah, the Sabbath Bride, on the next page. So we're going to do the melody that I've been doing with all of you the last couple times I've led services. It's a little bit jazzy. Let's see if we can find the right key. It goes like this. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, ishmi'anu laham echad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. L'shem u'titaref elichi la 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 chadodi, likra לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. Number 2. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נפשך. סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לה 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. Let's turn the page, and we've got verse 9. We'll slow it down. Boi v'shalom terepala, gan v'simcha u'v'tzala, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, la 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 la, l'chadodi לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. I feel like it's starting to feel a little bit like Shabbos now. Thank you for singing along with me. Tzadikat Tamar is a beautiful, beautiful psalm. It talks about the righteous like the date palm will flower, like a cedar in Lebanon, they will flourish. And what we hope for all of us is that we will overcome this plague, the coronavirus plague, and we will be able to fulfill the notion of this psalm. They will still bear fruit in old age. Vigorous and fresh will they be, to proclaim that Adonai is upright, my God in whom there is no crookedness. We'll sing together. Tzadikat Tamar yifrach, keres balvanon yizkeh, shetulim beveit Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu, od yenuvun b'seva, deshenim v'rananim yihu, lahagid ki ashar Adonai, Tzuri, tzuri, velo avlatabo. So we have a virtual minyan, and we're going to presume that there are at least 10 of us coming together through the blessings of technology. And so we're going to presume we have 10, and we'll move forward on page 16 with the call to prayer, the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro mari varavim, b'chokhmah potech sharim, u'vitvuna meshane etim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'msader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem b'rakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. U'mavir yom u'mevi layla, Umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, Tamid yimloch aleinu le'elam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv, Haravim. Page 17. With eternal love you have loved the house of Israel, your people. Because of your love for them, you have planted a tree of life among them. You sanctified the Sabbath above all other days and gave it as a heritage to those who worship you. Let your love never leave us, for it is the crown on our heads, our eternal glory. Blessed are you who loves your people, Israel. Ki hem chayenu v'yorech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, v'avatecha al tasir mimenu leolamim, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. We find the Ve'ahavta on page 18. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvelechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'ayu letotafot b'neinecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Because I don't want to fill our video with a lot of silence, at any point in time, feel free to shut off the volume, meditate, offer your own prayers. The middle section of the Ve'ahavta is a very powerful one. It is God reminding us that there are natural consequences, that if we fail to take care of our planet Earth, it will perish. And now in a time of plague, I think it takes on a different kind of meaning, saying to us, we have to take care of each other, we have to practice prevention, and even though it's hard, even though it's challenging, this is what we have to do in order to fulfill God's promise that things will be okay. We have to do our part. The last paragraph, Vayomer Adonai el Moshe Lemor. This is, again, talking to us about the importance of creating tzitzit and making sure that we observe all of God's commandments. And so we end with Adonai Elohechem Emet. Adonai, your God, is true. We continue our service now. As I mentioned, we're not able to do everything, but we want to recount some miracles. Once upon a time, we were schlepping through the desert, running away from Pharaoh. By the way, Pesach is just 2 weeks away. And we'll be recounting this very prayer again as we recall our exit from slavery into freedom. So we were at the shore of the Red Sea. We were able to dodge the chariots, dodge Pharaoh's arrows and swords. And we have this song that we sang when we were able to cross over. Mi Chamocha, page 21. Umalchuta bratzon kiblu alehem, Moshe u'Miriam u'vnei Yisrael, lechanu shira, b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Malchut chara uvanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe, zeli anu v'yamru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'nemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, u'ge'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch at Adonai gal Yisrael. On page 22 on the English side, we have a beautiful contemporary poem written by Lisa Stark, and now especially this feels so appropriate. It's called Shelter Me with Peace. It is a contemporary translation of Hashkivenu, or maybe it's more of an interpretation. I imagine your presence as the gracious, majestic, rich green canopy of a tree, stretching upward, outward, with me nestled quietly against the sturdy trunk, resting on sweet-smelling leaves and soft moss. Keep me dry from the rains of sadness. Save me from the cold winds of doubt. Protect me from the darkness of the unknown, so that I may rise and venture forth and touch your world. Your sacred breath whisks away all but the purest presence in me. Angel wings brush my face. Watch over me as a parent peers on a sleeping child. Be the presence I feel, soft, sheltering, strong, cradling me to safety. Your canopy over me, under me, surrounding me, sheltering me with peace. And I think we all should say, Amen.
Amen.
Page 23, V'shamru. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Our transition into the Amidah is a special one. We always mark a transition by using a Kaddish. And in this case, we're going to do the Chatzi Kaddish, the half Kaddish. Yikada v'yikada shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divarach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv v'imeru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olal me'almaya, yitbarach, יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ביעלמה ואמרו Amen. It's always been my tradition to insert a Mishaberach right before we go into some private prayers. We're going to handle the Amidah a little differently today. I'll explain that in a moment. And you won't be able to tell me personally the names of those for whom you are praying. Of course, we want to pray for all those whose names we don't know, those who are suffering from this incredible plague. And also we want to pray for those who we know deeply and well. So I ask for you now in this moment to say out loud the names of those who you wish to pray for. I ask for blessings for all of those in our community in need of God's blessings for Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, the healing of the soul and the healing of the body. And may they know wholeness, shlemut, soon. Let's sing together the Debbie Friedman version on page 130. Mi sheberach avotenu makor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu, makor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. This is an opportunity now to either use suggested text for the Amidah, or to simply close your eyes and meditate for a few moments, taking in a slow, deep breath through your nose, and then an extra slow exhale through your lips. I'm going to pick up the guitar, and we'll do Oseh Shalom, and if you prefer, you can mute the volume, and you can say your own prayers. Oseh Shalom Bimrama, Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimrama, Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'yimeru, amen. Let's take another slow deep breath in and exhale. May we know peace from this virus. May we all find the opportunity to learn in this moment of struggle that we are all human beings and we all share the same vulnerabilities. And may we all know peace soon and in our time. We transition now to the conclusion of our service, and we're going to do the Kaddish Shalem, transitioning to our ending prayers. That's on page 40. Yikra v'ikra shmei Rabbah, be'amad yivrach yirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaychon v'yimechon v'chayirecho beit Yisrael, v'agalav yizman karei v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olal me'al maya, yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yipar v'yitron v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha, prichu. Le'elam minko birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechmata, damiram v'yama v'yimeru.
Amen.
Tikabat zoton uvalton, d'choisra kadamavon, divishmaya v'yimeru.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chaim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimeru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'yakol yoshvei tevel v'yimeru. Amen. I'm going to face the camera as we do Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'atei gedula liotzer v'reshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Shu notei shamayim v'yosef al ken gabel achana now helir amera Kakatuba Torah Tacharonaim Loch Lelam Va'ed V'ne'amar V'haya Adonai L'melech al kol ha'aretz Bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad Ushemo echad. It also seems appropriate to share with you Judy Chicago's incredible prayer and poem. She calls it the merger poem, a vision for the future. And I hope you and I can hold this in our hearts. And then all that has divided us will merge. And then compassion will be wedded to power. And then softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind. And then both men and women will be gentle. And then both women and men will be strong. And then no person will be subject to another's will. And then all will be rich and free and varied. And then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many. And then all will share equally in the earth's abundance. And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old. And then all will nourish the young. And then all will cherish life's creatures. And then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth. And then everywhere will be called Eden once again. We are able to say Kaddish as a virtual community, and the words to that are found on page 44. If you do not have the words and you don't know them, you can simply say Amen at the end of each opportunity. Yikadal v'yikadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divarach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaychon v'yomechon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kari v'imru.
Amen.
Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam l'almei maya. Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru.
Amen.
To end, I'm going to come out from behind that podium. And it seems like even though we're all in our own separate spaces, how good it is that we can sit together, be together. Hine matov. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. May you all be blessed on this beautiful Shabbat evening, throughout the entire weekend, into the next week. I know that it's hard to be sheltered in place. I know that it's hard to avoid the usual activities of your life. But I also know that by doing that, you will maximize your chances for good health. And soon the day will come when we all can come together and celebrate our victory over this virus. I miss you all terribly, and I wish you nothing but sweetness and joy on this Shabbos. A big shout out again to all of you. I miss you. Sei gesund. And to Kathy, thank you so much for doing the film work on this. And I want you all to know we've been very safe. She's at least 12 feet away from me right now. So, gesundheit, you should be happy, and I'll see you again someday soon. Blessings. Shabbat Shalom.